Well, hi everybody. How are you doing out there? I'm giggling because I think I may have this right. Like I said, it's hard to do because I shoot out the back of my iPad. So anyway, I want to thank all of you for supporting my channel. I have more time on it this week, more viewers, and I wanted to thank everybody that signed up for it and everybody that's been watching it. And bless them, and I want to bless everybody, not just because you're watching my channel, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. And I don't even know what I'm going to read on tonight. I had my dear friend Mark. Anyway, I was talking to my friend Mark Rhodes, and he was asking me about pendulums this week. And I don't know why. I don't know if he'd seen somebody with one, or I mean, I'm sure I think he mentioned it before, but I had sent him a picture of what I use because it's so different than a regular pendulum. Because this is a regular pendulum. They make them all different designs, but this is kind of how they look, and you just hold it at the top and let it, swing. But I never use this. This is what I always use. I always keep it hanging anywhere I have to make decisions, like even for my meds in the kitchen or anything. Because I do a lot of naturopathic supplements, and if I want to add something or take something away, I always check it out with a pendulum to see if my body needs it or my body definitely doesn't need it. But the reason I like to use this, you can see, it's a keychain. Actually, it's from Greece, but that's I feel like it's blessed because it's from Greece, because it was such a wonderful trip. And it says, what does it have on the side of it? Oh, Mykonos. Must have been where I got it. But anyway, I love this because I feel like I have less control of it because it's on a keychain. I always felt for years and years that sometimes my will or my hands are involuntary. I'd kind of get something to swing it in a circle instead of back and forth or something like that. No, it's kind of answering yes. Yes, you do. But that's why I love this, because I just hold this so tight between my fingers that I don't control it. And then I put it over something. Even if I'm asking a question, if it's something I'm going to buy online or something I'm making decisions about, I like to put it right down, even if it's on top of the computer. I lay it flat and touch it and bring it up. If it's something that I feel like I need to think twice about. It even works sometimes on dosage of stuff. I'll start taking something new that's naturopathic, and it'll say what you can take or what you should take, and I lay the different 1, 2, or 3 of the pills out and use this over to see which one that this likes. And if this really likes something, gee, I don't know what, I should have put something out here. I've got a ring on this hand that's it's also from Greece, but it's lapis. So I'm going to lay it out here and ask the pendulum if this ring has energy. So let's lay it here, and I'll show you what I mean, because I've never asked it that before, but let's see. Does this stone have special energies? Look at that thing go. Look at it go in a circle. I was told once by my favorite psychic that this would be more expensive than diamonds someday. Maybe not in our lifetime, but someday. That's how much good energy lapis has in it. So anyway, see what I'm talking about? I'm just squeezing the top of this so tight. I'm not moving. I'm just squeezing the top of this ring so tight. And believe me, if it's medicine or something I'm wanting to buy or whatever, and it's, well, maybe I can just move the move that and ask, does this pad have any energy? And it might, because I read cards on it all the time. But does this pad have any energy? See, look. And I'm holding that as tight as I can. It's just going back and forth. It's saying no. So anyway, I was going to show you the difference between what I use, because I prefer this after all the years that I've used a pendulum. Something like this I feel like gives me better feedback. But any pendulum's good, and it's always fun to learn how to work them and get your energies going. And I want to make sure I pick this up, put it over my lamp over here. But this is the first one I showed you. So, well, it likes something. It likes being showed off or something. Look at that thing go. And I feel like I wasn't looking for any answer. So maybe it's just saying yes, it was the first one I showed you. So anyway, but this is one I bought at a Precious, you know, one of those shops that sells that type of thing. They're not expensive, but I like my keychain better. So anyway, I thought I'd mention that, and because I was asked the question, and I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet, but I know she won't mind because she has the YouTube channel. And but there's a lady that has a hypnotherapy YouTube channel, and it's called Journey with Janie, and it's spelled Jayni. Journey with Janie, Jayni. And she is so good. And like I said, one of my dearest friends for over 40 years, it's her niece. And the first time she was here and she showed it to me, she didn't even tell me it was her niece. She just says, oh, I've been doing some hypnotherapy. Would you like to? She said, I want to show you something. And she put one on there. I don't remember which one it was, but it was where she was really close to the light and using her hands around it and stuff. And let me see if I can find it real quick, because I do have my TV on over there. I have it on. I thought it might have been a past life deal. I'm not for sure what it was, but it was so unique. Oh, it was called Visit Other Lifetimes. That was the first one I ever looked at of her. It was called Visit Other Lifetimes. And it just blew me away. And that Debbie asked me if I wanted to watch it. She'd come to spend the weekend with me, and I said, oh, sure. And then as soon as I got it going, I thought, I wish I'd have known how good this was going to be. I'd have got more comfortable and turned some lights out. And come to think, after it was all over, she said the same thing to me. She says, I wanted to stop and get comfortable, but I didn't want to stop it. But that's how good it was the first time I ever watched her. And she is, and that's Journey with Janie, Jayni. And she is so good, and I'm going to get her to come. I'm going to do a show with her. I guess I'm going to break the ice. If she'll do it with me. I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet, but if she'll do it with me, I'm going to do a show with her and see if she'll come on my channel. And I'm sure we can come up with something to talk about. We're very like-minded. I can tell that already just from some of the things she says, or things I've learned or studied all my life. And my oldest daughter's father is a hypnotherapist. In fact, he's the one that's how I quit smoking, even while I was working behind a bar with everybody in there smoking after smoking all my life. When I was 40, I just decided it's time to quit, and I don't think I could have ever done it without his help. I'd quit 2 or 3 other times and went back, and the hypnotherapy took me over the edge. But anyway, so I truly believe in it, you know, and it's hard work. That's why a lot of people don't like hypnotherapy, because they think of it as magic mumbo jumbo, and if I go get hypnotized, then I can walk out of there and this is an over and done deal. But what they don't realize is while they're under hypnosis, they have to go back and deal with some things from their past that bring up this need or this addiction or whatever's going on. And so a lot of people say they don't like it once they try it, because they find out it's also work from the person that's being hypnotized. and they're just wanting somebody to do all the work for them. So that's not how it works. But anyway, I don't even know why I'm going on about this, because I haven't even had a chance to talk to her about this, and I wasn't going to mention it. And I thought, well, she's got her own YouTube channel, so obviously she's wanting viewers. So I don't think she'll mind me mentioning her. And I think the first thing I'm getting asked tonight, there's been some Sundays, you know, there's a lot of readers on, but I just felt like doing this tonight. I just felt so blessed. I feel like between you guys, the ones that have subscribed to this channel and the ones that I get to read for, gosh, did I get to do some wonderful readings this week. And if anybody wants a reading, it's lynntarotreadings with an S at gmail.com. lynntarotreadings at gmail.com. Because right now I don't even have anybody scheduled, so if anybody wants one, email me there and I'll get you right in. So I just got through with everybody that I had down yesterday. It was the last one I had scheduled. So so anyway, I want to thank you all, and I feel like I know the answer to this, but I'm going to do it. Here we go back to the, what did I call him, 3F? I don't remember what I called him in the titles of some of my failed, I don't know. You can put your own words in there. The 3F president, but I had some nice things. It wasn't any bad words. It was failed. First term, maybe. I don't remember. It's on. I'll have to look it up. It's too late at night. It's almost 10 o'clock. So anyway, I want to know why, when him and Melania had shots, had their COVID shots done before they left the White House. Had them done in January before they left the White House. And I'm just going to ask, why did he keep it a secret? Why was it such a secret? Why didn't he want to share the fact that that they got these shots? I mean, he was still trying to make COVID something that the Republicans are still doing, still trying to make it something political instead of what it is. It's a worldwide pandemic, and leave it to the frickin' Republicans to try to make it their thing, and everybody's picking on them because they can't go spreading it all over to everybody in the world. They keep changing the rules so they can. But anyway, let's see. Why did he get a shot and didn't want to tell anybody? Because the type of treatment he had from COVID wouldn't give him that much immunity. It gave him some immunity, probably for a couple of days or something, but it never really got into his system because he had the treatment that kept it from getting in, and the shots that you get for it actually puts an amount of it in, maybe not the same thing as COVID, but the duplicate of it, something that reacts the same way, so your body can build antibodies to fight it. So anyway, so just because he had COVID doesn't mean he was immune, not forever or something, maybe for a couple of weeks, and or maybe even a couple of months, who knows, for real. But at the same time, why did they think that they needed these shots, which they did need them, and then not tell anybody? You know, or promote the fact they had got them to get people to go get their shots, and people that, you know, all these macho guys that are running around spreading it at all these rallies and stuff. Why didn't they show the community what that they had gotten their vaccinations? So anyway, just a real quick one here for that. Well, I know why they got them was to protect their family. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't bring their whole family in and give them shots. So that's the signifier, is it wasn't just them, it was the rest of the people in their family too. And it was They kept it a secret on purpose. It was part of the plan. Part of his plan to see how much disillusion and illusion he could still create. We got the Ace of Swords at the bottom of this. So we got Michael watching over this. And that's the foundation of the reading. And I know that there's no, especially any archangels or any angels that would want anybody harmed. So, but this is also the Strength card. This is the Ace of Swords. So I feel like he definitely knew that they needed that. They needed to be protected. They were going back out among people, and a lot of these people probably hadn't got shots because it was something he didn't push, so they wanted their immunity. So they got him for protection, but that doesn't tell why they didn't tell anybody. Got it for the same reason we all get them, to be protected. He was really afraid of COVID because they said he had it worse than he did. If he did, it was only for the first 24 hours because they shot him so full of steroids or whatever it is that they give to keep that from settling into the body. And, you know, part of it was steroids because he felt like frickin' Superman when he came out of there, or he thought he was. But anyway, like I said, I think maybe his family urged them to do it too, and they wanted one too. They wanted to make sure they were the first one. They were protected before this was over, while they could still get carte blanche and not have to go to a public place to get them, or to a doctor. It was something they should have told the whole world, and they kept it a secret. He just didn't really want any part of government. Here's the King of Swords, which is sometimes authority, sometimes judges, sometimes government coming down on you, sometimes just a strong male figure that wants everything his way. But at the same time, they kept this a secret because he felt like it was protecting him personally. He felt like that everybody would poo-pah him if they found out that him and Melania and the family got their shots before he got out of the White House. And yet that's something that should have been told to the world. And he knew it should have been told to the world. We got the Two of Wands, was his opinion of it, so he knew it should have went out to the world. And we got the Hanged Man, so maybe he thought about it for a few seconds, telling everybody else, or showing that he got the shot, like other responsible political people and people that other people look up to did. But he knew he was going away, and he knew he was going to cause a bunch of shit when he went away. This card's upside down. So even though he was supposed to be going away to smoother waters, he was going to try to make him as ruffled up as he could for everybody else. That was another reason he didn't tell anybody, because that would have got rid of the virus faster, and Joe Biden was getting ready to take over, and that would have looked good for him. So he wasn't going to give an inch. Yep, that's it. He looked at both sides, weighed his coins, weighed his what would help him the most, and he really thought that he'd be further ahead with his people, not with the world, not with the other people in the United States that maybe admired him and looked up to him and thought, well, if he gets that shot, then I'm not afraid of it. But he didn't do that. He kept it a secret. And you know, He was just afraid he was going to be judged if he didn't keep it a secret. He felt like he couldn't even get a shot after all the bullshit he'd put out. And also, we got 2 Russia cards here when I pulled for a explanation of this, and I wasn't. And when I pulled the first one, I thought I'm not going to mention Russia. Just pull another card, and that was Judgment. And then I pulled another one, and it's the other Russia card, and I don't know. I won't live long enough to find out, but I'm just telling you people, you might find out someday that he was just in touch with Putin almost the whole time, that he was supposed to be in charge of America and just asking him about everything, what to do, how to do it, when to do it, or either being told. And maybe, you know, the way Trump holds stuff over people's heads, no telling what Putin was holding over his head. We'll probably never really know. But anyway, that's why he was being told not to by somebody he was taking orders from. So that's what I came up with there. What else have I got here? Let's do one on the outcome of this Derek Chauvin or whatever, this guy that killed George Floyd. And I'm gonna say this is for YouTube only, but he did kill George Floyd. I watched it happen in black and white, Technicolor, whatever. It was horrible. So his trial's starting tomorrow, and they've already got rid of one of the charges that I think it was 3rd-degree murder or something like that. But the judge denied it. His lawyer asked to get rid of it, and they tried to throw it out, but the judge denied it, and he's supposed to decide on it tomorrow, I guess. But the question I'm going to ask is, is George Floyd going to get his justice? I know it's going to be up and back and all over the charts, but that's what I'm going to ask of these cards right here. Is George Floyd going to get his justice? Is this Derek Chauvin? I'm probably not saying it right, or Chauvin. Is he going to go? Is he going to end up in jail for a long time over this? Is he going to get his just rewards? Derek Chauvin, is he going to get his just rewards? Well, this fell out. That's a good one. I'm going to stick it back in there. Looks like he is, just from that. Looks like don't waste your time drawing on those cards. Yes, he is. He's going to get back what he gave out. That's what it looks like with that card, with the 10 of Swords. That's the worst card in the deck as far as I'm concerned. It's the scariest card that I hate to come up if I'm reading on my family. For me, it's the 10 of Swords. I've had it come up at times and then found out later that I should have been respected it more. Anyway, a couple of times. But let's is this policeman who had his knee on George Floyd's windpipe for over 4 or 5 minutes, might have been longer than that after that, when they really checked it and looked at the whole video, who killed him, is he going to get his just rewards? Well, his lawyers and somebody thinks that they can pull something. There's no way they're going to get him totally out of this. There would be a civil war, and there should be, if they got him totally out of this. I mean, it would just be like our democracy's gone if he doesn't get in trouble for this. But they're going to try to get him off. They're foolish to think they can. They're not going to get him off. There's too much evidence coming in. And it's can't be concealed. It's just there. I think there's probably going to be, I don't know if they allow that or how it works in a jury, but if he has a regular jury trial, because they're talking about also having a trial with no jury, where just the judge sits there. But either way, especially if it's a jury trial, I think there's going to be a lot coming out about this Derek's past. A lot of shady stuff that he's been up to. And this is a yes card, so I would say that he is going to get found guilty and given quite a bit of time. That's just what I'm guessing from the star being up above over this reading. They're going to try to manipulate it. He thinks he's got an ace in the hole. He thinks he's got something that he can pull forward that's going to shock everybody or something. Maybe it's just all the Republican influence behind him. He thinks they're going to save his ass or something. I don't know. Because I was told he also, I don't even remember what it was on. A couple of weeks ago I heard somebody that was interviewing somebody that knew quite a bit about this. And they said that he was going to just plead guilty and not even have a trial and see if he could get 15 years or less. And they talked him out of it. So whoever talked him out of that, they think they've got something going, some power going or something. But it's not going to work, because here's the judge and law and everything else coming down. He is not going to get out of this. And I don't think he's got a female judge, but anyway, we got the Queen of Swords here. There's just no way that he's going to get away with this. It's just coming down on him too hard and too fast. So yeah, he is going to be found guilty, and I would say just by these cards here, even if it might not look like it for a while while they're going through the trial, he's going to get quite a bit of time in jail. And he may try to make that same deal again, where he just pleads guilty for a lesser sentence or something. And it would probably be a good thing for the country if he did that. It would probably take a lot of tension out of things right now, and he'd just be in jail for the next 15 years. If he would settle for, if he would go that far, that's what he was ready to settle for, from what I understand, right after this happened. But I guess things have changed. So it does look like he's definitely not going to be able to pull he thinks he can pull a rabbit out of a hat, or his lawyers do, but they can't. Too much truth coming in about things he did before that even happened. And yes, he's going to be made responsible for it. And no, they can't make it look like it's two different directions. Yes, he's going to be found guilty. The Republican Party's still going to back him. They'll find some way to get involved in this and make it all the Democrats' fault. But the law is going to come through with justice. More justice. And maybe he'll just end up, his lawyer end up making that offer again before this is all over, and him just going to jail. Although, well, I already said he was going to jail and he did it, so I was asking more about the motivations. Yeah, he definitely is not going to get out of this. So we're back again. I don't know where I was at. I think I just got through with that one. I was looking for something else to read on. I'm going to have to edit the heck out of this when I do it. So why is it taking so long to put Merrick Garland in there? Why is it? These cards, I used them so much they're bending already. I couldn't wait to get them where they bend a little. Now they're really bending. So, Merrick Garland, what's the hang up on you? I feel personally, I know why, but let's see what the cards say. And then I'll tell you my personal opinions if they're different than what the cards say. So what's the hold up on this Merrick Garland? I felt like they were terrified. I'll tell you ahead of time before I look at the cards. That everybody that was left, these little people that were put in spots by Trump were, and all the Republican people in the House and Senate are terrified what they're going to find when the AG gets in there and starts going through this mess from Barr. And they were just trying to keep it down as long as they could. And that's why Trump put his man in there, you know, the last 6 weeks he was in office, and some other men in there and stuff, because he didn't want any of that got out. And that's why I was really glad to see Biden go in and throw his ass out and put somebody else in there. And so I feel that way it's going to open up the way where they'll go ahead and let Merrick Garland in there, because they're going to find out what's in there anyway, whether he gets in there or not. And by putting their own people in there and getting rid of the ones Trump put in there, I think it probably speeded up the process a little bit. Anyway, let's see. We know he's going to get in there, but let's see. Tomorrow is Monday. I'm just going to ask, will he be in there? Will he get approved this week? Will he get approved this week? Let's ask that question. Will Merrick Garland get his approval by the Senate this week? Merrick Garland get his approval by the Senate this week. We got the Emperor. He's definitely going to get approved, and he's the right one to be there. When they first started talking about him, I was kind of not too happy. But I want to stop in the middle of this before I go any further and go back to Merrick Garland. They did put somebody in, and I don't know which office they put her in. I'm going to look it up and read on her. But I love Jennifer Granholm. I always have. I loved her when she used to be on TYT 25 years ago. She is so good. And she also had another news program after she left TYT that was from the left. And like I said, she is just so good, and I was so pleased that she got put in there. So anyway, I wanted to say that, but let's go back to Merrick Garland. So what's going on with Merrick Garland? He's definitely getting in. Trump's friends are holding him up. They've been the holdup, so I think maybe what I said was right. They don't want them to see all the money and graft and everything else that's gone on in that office. They're trying to keep it from the public as long as they possibly can. And according to this, the past influence, it's another yes card. The star, which I said, is he going to get put in this week? Maybe it'll get voted on this week. In the present, we got the star in the sky. That's another thing that's got all these people fighting against him, that they know that he's good at what he does. And they're just trying to stall it any way they can. But they're just putting out little roadblocks to it. But he's definitely coming in, and he's coming in hard and strong, and actually a little bit pissed off, even though I know he's supposed to be totally fair, and you know how that goes. But we're all human, and I think he's going to come in there pissed off because they held him up so long. He could have got a lot of work done already. He could have already been there working for a month. Or a lot of people get their people approved ahead of time when they've got two sides of government working together. At least they used to. So yeah, he's going to come in there. I love this. That's what it is. The environment around what's going on in that office and what's been going on in that office is going to absolutely tear the Attorney General's office almost down. And it's going to be a lot of money going to the wrong places for the wrong things, and spent on the wrong things, and put in the wrong place, and maybe even lost and not found. But it's not going to be just about graft. It's going to be about lots and lots and lots of family money, maybe money that went to Trump that shouldn't have went to him. And I know that sounds stupid, but I heard something today about them making money off deals and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, he's going to go in there and find all this theft. That's what's holding it up. That's the outcome, is he's going to go in there and find all this horrible theft. And then he's going to have to make a decision how much of it he wants to bring to the surface, or to look even deeper. But you know what? We got the sword of truth here, so he's going to bring the truth out. The people are going to find out about it. So that's good to know. That's really good to know. And I'm glad of that. And I'm going to read on one other person here, and then I'm going to try to edit this so I can get it up before I go to bed. So, nothing like being organized. I just got to do Mitch McConnell. He's leaving. Let's see why he's leaving. Let's just do Mitch McConnell and Elaine Chao. Let's just do them as a entity of one. She's already out of there. She'll come through on his cards. We'll do Mitch McConnell and ask if he's leaving. And I'll be totally amazed if she doesn't come into the scenario. Is Mitch McConnell really leaving? And I think CPAC was Trump's last hurrah. That's just my personal feelings. We'll read on that maybe next time. He's got so much shit coming after him, I don't think he's going to have the energy to pull any, to keep the spinning his spider web. Yeah, Mitch McConnell's leaving. He's leaving before he has to. Or this could be a health card, but it's not really in the health position. He's definitely, the tower's coming down on him. So they're going to find, I feel like they're going to find out a lot more stuff on him and his wife. Like I said, I feel like this is the two of them. Yes, there is some hard stuff coming out. There is some hard stuff coming out. Is the influence over this tower. And, this card comes out every time I read for him, and this is just tarot for fun and entertainment and everything, and it doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun, but usually the death card doesn't mean death. You know, it needs change, the end of an era, the beginning of another era. But I think that this could be a literal like terminal illness or something, because this is in the health, where I always, if I'm reading on anybody's health, where the health comes through, it's in the foundation of the reading. So it's about his health. And he wants to get out of there because he doesn't feel strong enough to fight for everything that maybe money he took, money he misplaced, which you know he did over all these years. There's been some. And this could be his wife. It's stolen money. And here's the Page of Pentacles. Stolen money. Yes, it's verifying. Money that was put into the wrong places and given to the wrong people. That card was there with my last reading. I don't remember who I was reading on by now. Another ace. Yeah, he's definitely leaving before his time is up. It looks like quickly. We got 2 yeses over the Tower and the Death card and the Theft card and the Money missing card. I know we were all joking about the Trumps leaving the country and stuff, but I think he's even thought of leaving the country. Maybe his wife. I don't know. I don't see a woman in here yet. I figured she'd come up in these cards. Yeah, because here we go. The 2 of Cups, because of the deal between him and his wife, and how they've worked together and how things have been done most of their life. They're all intermingled. And the outcome's going to be a big fight for his seat. He's trying to change the rules already. But we got the Queen of Pentacles for the answer, so I don't think he's going to get his way on that seat that he's wanting to get rid of, where the governor doesn't make the decision. The governor's going to make the decision. So that's what's going on with him. He's definitely not in good health. His tower's coming down because this information's coming out. He's in horrible health. He's stressed about everything that's not right in his life and in his wife's life. About money being misplaced, money being misused, bribes being taken from other countries. They're in this together. They're not going to be able to get out of this, one or the other. There's going to be a lot of bickering about it, about who gets his seat, but the governor is going to get to choose who gets his seat, which is how it should be, and they just happen to have a Democratic governor. So that's what's going on with Mitch McConnell, and I'm going to call this a night for the night, and as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to wish I had said something about somebody else or whatever. I was watching Becca and Jen Lynn and Johnny tonight, and they were so good. I get the biggest kick out of them on Sunday nights. So anyway, I want to thank them and for putting out such joy, and I want to thank you for watching. And anybody wants a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And bless y'all, and good night now. Namaste.